Hello and welcome again. We're at the America's Credit Union's GAC 2025. I am here today with the lovely Jennifer Audette, who is the CEO at POLAM Credit Union. Is going to introduce herself now a little more, her background in the credit union.
I am Jennifer Audette. I'm the CEO and president of POLAM Federal Credit Union in Los Angeles. We're located in Southern California, and I've been in the industry about 30 years and have quite a passion, especially for advocating for small credit unions. That's kind of my little niche.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know, oftentimes after people have been doing something for 30 years, they lose that energy or whatever. I could tell you got the eyes.
I've lived for GAC. I've lived for Sacramento visits.
Yeah.
I was honored with being a Shapiro Credit Union Advocate of the Year last year in California, and it was the greatest award I could get.
Oh, that's
because what is better than advocating for credit unions? You know, my kids. It's funny. I have a story with my oldest. She's pretty mellow, and she called me very nervous and was like, "Mom, you know what?" So everything's going through my head. Oh no, car accident. Oh no, pregnancy. Oh no, you know. And was studying abroad in Barcelona for the summer, and they said, "You need a bank account." And so this call of panic was about, Mom, I said, "Oh, really? Oh, really? You need a bank account? Do you realize I have half my members in Poland all the time using?" So she was like, "I knew you were going to be mad. I knew you were going to be mad." So yes, I am known for my advocacy.
It's just funny because when my kid was about 5 years old, we were sitting at the dinner table and he's like, "What's the difference between a bank and a credit union?" So your credit union, POLAM, Polish American. You were sharing with me that you're really digging into that Polish legacy. Talk to me about what that process has been like and what you've been doing.
You know, it was pretty difficult for my board. Honestly, I'm the first non-Polish employee in the history of POLAM's existence, and so that was a hard decision for them to make. My predecessor was there 44 years, very involved in the Polish community, and you know, my entire team has been involved with the Polish community, and so it was hard, and it took a little bit of time for them to understand that the passion surpasses your field of membership. So yes, I love my field of membership. I'm at more Polish events than I think most Polish people. I own more red dresses. I think if anyone searched my Google history, it would be red dress,
The
red dress
lady
on
in
sale.
red.
Yes, you know, because you know you wear the Polish red. But you know, I've learned the culture. You know, I went in without any preconceived notions of what I should be marketing. I wanted to learn my members, and so I listened. I really listened to the membership, and I went to church with them. I went to the Polish events. I went to the choirs. I went to anything I could go to, and I listened. They have my cell. I have more members that, you know, text me on a Sunday with a question or on social media than probably most CEOs out there. But I listened and I learned, and I now have a deep appreciation for the culture. And so absolutely, that's our legacy. And I think as much as I advocate for credit unions, I advocate for the Polish community, and that's important to me. And you know, I think all of us take on that love for our members, for whatever our core membership is. And you know, mine, I've been lucky. I've been lucky to fall into this wonderful community of Polish immigrants that started in 1969 out of a garage, and I get to continue to fulfill that mission for them today.
And so, like, when you came in, as you were saying, you were the first non-Polish person running the credit at all at the credit union. And so, obviously, like you said, you had to go out and get a feel for the culture. Now, as you've learned things, what kind of changes are you making, like, strategically within the credit union, if anything?
Very much. I mean, it is very different. I mean, being in the industry so long, I came in, oh, I've got all these ideas, I've got all these. No, the needs are very different. You know, it's really true. I'm glad I was able to take that time and sit and listen, and I have a wonderful team that's been there for a long time, and they were very informative and are very informative and helpful and helped me pronounce some of the difficult names. And it's a culture that is very tight-knit, that they came from communism. It really is a feeling of trust, a level of trust that I had to instill. I had to show that I have their best interests at heart. And a lot of that was a lot of one-on-one meetings with individual members. It was attending, like I said, different events where I was able to sit and talk and listen. I needed to. I'm a big talker. It's hard to get me to stop talking, and so it was listening. What are the needs? What do you want from your credit union? How can we do better? What can we do that you want your grandkids, you want your neighbors, you want your fellow community members to benefit from? And it is different. It's different. I mean, I came from U.S. Postal Service Federal Credit Union for 15 years, and that was a completely different field of membership than what I have now. The needs are very different. I recently got into a little conversation with NCUA about my first commercial loan. But you know what? My members, a lot of them are self-employed. They're self-made individuals who need commercial lending. So that's what we're going to do. POLAM is going to do commercial lending. So we're about to do our second one. So, I adapt. If I don't know it, the credit union industry is so wonderful, and so many people to call on and ask for help and ask for assistance, and I'm given that opportunity. So that's our next venture. That's what we're headed on.
Right, because it's important to stay relevant.
Yep.
And again, kind of like I was talking earlier about with Tainsley, it's storytelling when you're showing people that you're investing the time and
absolutely
and spending time one-on-one with members, giving them your cell phone.
Exactly. And we were just in California impacted by the fires, and so we had to reach out to those members, and because we're such a tight-knit community, it was easy. It was easy to immediately be there. Do you need help? Let's post it everywhere. Let's get word out. This person had this person's cell phone, this person had, and so we were able to assist those that were in need and get them whatever it is that they needed, whether it had been gift cards or connections with other family members.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Amazing, especially, and you are a smaller credit union. What size is your credit union?
We're $75 million in assets.
And so, obviously, a lot of small credit unions are struggling.
Yep.
And there's lots of mergers. There's also others larger that are pursuing mergers.
Yes.
So, how do you deal with that piece of it? Because obviously, you do have limited resources. You do.
We do, and I'm lucky at the California Credit Union League that I have a great group of colleagues, and I think a few of them are sorry they got me on the group text. I may start a lot of chats, but there's a lot of great resources out there for me, and if I'm not the expert, I'm the first to know that I'm not the expert, and I will ask for help. And that's the best thing about the credit union community. We're not in competition. Today I'm here at GAC because of Patelco Credit Union. We couldn't afford it. Patelco stepped up. They said, "We've got you. We've got you," and they stepped in and they sponsored me, and I hope I'm making them proud. But the small credit unions, we need a voice, and we need to advocate for ourselves. And so that's why I've intentionally stayed at a small credit union for as long as I have, simply because it's our own little world, and it's advocating within advocating. So whereas we're less reliant on we're very reliant on relationships, maybe more so than fee income, and so I think that's an important concept for us to understand. We need to use those Staples coupons. We need to ask, does someone have an old, printer that we need? So it's about connections.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of small credit unions leaders are, they just have a hard time making those connections, knowing, and this is part of why we started the Credit Union Connection, is knowing who the partners are out there that
Yep.
you can help, that can help you, but also the smaller ones that don't have the big true stage, founders
Absolutely.
out here, because there are so many smaller ones that are willing to really help and educate as they're selling you the widget or whatever.
Absolutely. And that's why I think with us pairing together as small credit unions, we're able to speak as more of a united voice, get better deals with, different companies, vendors. It helps with policies, it helps with vendor due diligence. So, working together as small credit unions, everyone is free to reach out to me. I'm not known for being quiet, so I have a loud voice for being a small credit union.
Okay, so love talking with you today.
You
I always
too.
offer my guests final thoughts. What would you like to leave our audience with?
Please join a credit union. It's the greatest, I think, it's the greatest social economic statement you can make at the moment. There's boycotts, there was recently, boycott big stores, buy small, shop local. You need to bank local. It all starts with us. It all starts with the financial system. And do your values align with where you bank? And I bet you your credit union aligns with your values. So
Yes.
please join a credit union.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Good to see you.